The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Ah, shit.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sports Insider. My name is Glenn Spillman, and you are listening on Armed Radio in Boston, Massachusetts, and around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of around the world, I'm not even kidding when I say this. Boris, welcome to the show. Armed Radio is in 60 countries, over 3 million listeners worldwide throughout the week, and reaching the masses. And not just this show, but the show prior to mine, Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars with Johnny Blender. The show after mine, Big Swole, Get Your Swole On. It is testosterone night, if you will. You've got Jimmy Bell with Pot Talk. Yeah, and all you Bob Marley people out there and Rastafarians, I'm not talking Mary Jane, marijuana, weed, grass, hemp, whatever you want to call it. I'm talking politically offensive talk. Well, I mean, you guys got to go to TuneIn, download the app, and then go and search Arm Radio. Check this out. You guys need to go. He's getting ready. Now, he's not on there yet. Jimmy's not on there yet, but he's going to get on Periscope. So for those of you watching, he's going to get on Periscope, Facebook, and whatnot. So you can watch this. It's like you're watching me. You can make your comments and ask your questions. It's going to be a lot of fun because we both, well, everybody knows that if you want to piss somebody off, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter your social class, doesn't matter where you're from, you want to piss somebody off, talk about politics, talk about religion. And you're not going to get anyone on the same page. Charles 252, welcome to the show. Tonight's show is titled NFL Mafia. And when I say NFL Mafia, and I'm straight up talking, the NFL's like the mob, man. They want to control everything. They want to control people. They want to control teams. They want to control owners. But the owners are the true mafiosos of the NFL. Let's not make a mistake about it. Roger Goodell is just a puppet in the puppet master game of the business of the NFL. We're going to talk top headlines first. For those of you that watched the show, last Friday we had a female MMA fighter on. That was cool. I mean, there's a lot of fun, and she spoke her mind. That's good. That's what I want from guests. That's what I expect from guests. And it was a good show. And for those of you watching, I got this new glass here. It's got this, it will look green to you guys, but it's blue. It actually is blue. I subscribe to this monthly thing. It's called Loot Crate. And for those of you that are in the movie lovers and freaking geeks and nerds, all that kind of stuff, Loot Crate, I mean, they send you a crate every month. And it's got some kind of really cool stuff. I mean, like right here, I mean, I got a Star Wars shirt on, and they send you a shirt every month and some little knickknacks. Got this really cool drawing in there. And this right here is a Lord of the Rings glass. Now, the lettering on it, as you can see, is red. But before I put the liquid in it, it was, you can't really see it, but when you put the liquid in it, it turns red. That's pretty freaking cool. Next Prophet, welcome to the show, brother. But it's pretty cool. I mean, they've got crates for, anime. They got crates for whatever. But that's pretty cool. But anyway, things are still going on in Houston. With the hurricanes and whatnot. But what's funny is there's a picture going viral on Twitter, so just social media, period. If you go to any grocery store in the Houston area, you're pretty much going to be desolate. It's going to be nothing in there. Be humble, for welcome. Food's gone, water's gone, everything's gone. But there is a picture of this section of items that are not yet gone. And that is the items, the vegan items. The vegan items. I mean, there's vegetarians, there's vegans, and whatever the crap else kind of thing out there. But I did at one point, I think it was last year, I tried to be a vegetarian for a while. OBTR, welcome to the show. It lasted like 3 months, man. I was tired all the time. I was lethargic. I just didn't want to do anything. And then I took my daughter out to eat because she got good grades, so I rewarded her. And I took her to a steakhouse, and she wanted me to try her calamari, and I did. And then they didn't have anything for, quote, vegetarian, so I had a freaking steak. I felt this freaking instant rush of energy. So, all you vegetarians out there, if you want to do that, that's fine, that's cool, that's on you. Vegetarianism isn't for me. Screw that. I eat vegetarian animals. Well, most of them. I eat chicken, they're vegetarians. I eat cows, they're vegetarians. I eat vegetarian animals. I'm a freaking a meatitarian. I'm a freaking meatitarian, man. Okay, my daughter says meatitarian, but someone in the audience says very, very softly, "You're a carnivore." Yeah, I'm a carnivore. As you can see above my left shoulder, you can see the bottom half of it, but I have a deer head hanging on the wall. And it was a memory of my father and I when I was 14 years old, went hunting with him. And we shot that freaking thing. And I call it Steve. That's the name of the deer, Steve. We ate freaking Steve. And I've probably eaten his cousins, his sisters, his mother. I don't freaking care. I just think it's funny that all these vegetarian things in the store are not being bought because, anyway, it's freaking funny. World of sports, we got freaking football rolling out. This weekend, college sports, Boomer Sooner, baby. Oklahoma Sooners. I will say this. Blue Chick Ham had a vagina, and I told him the 3 bets. I told him to bet on a parlay. I said, bet $20, you win 120 plus your 20 back. I told him to bet, Ohio, the Michigan, wait, no, not the Michigan game. I told him the OU game, the Alabama game, and the Clemson game. He's like, oh, ain't no way Clemson's going to cover too many points. I'm like, they'll freaking cover. And they'll cover big time. And I did say, though, because I shied away from OU because they weren't covering the point spreads last year. Plus, they have a new coach in the situation there. I said, don't bet on the point spread, bet on the over. And then I said, bet Alabama because they're going to win by more than 5 points. All 3 of those freaking teams won. And I won probably about $3,000 this weekend on that parlay. Next profit, he says, evening from Nolans. New Orleans. Excuse me. Someone asked me a question on the show just now on Periscope. What do I think of immigrants? Crap! This is a sports show. I'm not freaking Donald Trump. LT, NY, welcome to the show. I'm not Donald Trump. What do I think of immigrants? Well, what's a freaking immigrant? Immigrants are what? Sandy loves it. Welcome to the show. What do you love, Sandy? Wow, that's a freaking name with the spread you can go with. So, college football, it was a great weekend. We'll get in that in a minute. But every week I'm going to give you guys a good parlay to go with. And I never freaking lose. Now, I might do like 8 parlays, and I'll lose 7 of them, but I'll win that one. But I always bet small, and I always win. I never leave the season a loser. So I'm very good at college football betting because PTY65, welcome to the show. Because college football, you have players that play for passion. You have players that play for their school, for bragging rights and all that. NFL, screw them. They don't give a shite if they freaking lose or not. Sandy, I'm not using a cell phone. They get a check where they lose or win in the NFL. So we'll go over the parlays a little bit later. But Ezekiel Elliott, let's talk about that real quick, okay? Ezekiel Elliott. So, Pete N, too, welcome to the show. Still gets his suspension. And next prop says NFL's fixed. Alan McCrae, welcome to the show. This is where the mafia part of the NFL comes into play. You got Ezekiel Elliott that was accused of domestic violence. Accused, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Now, all of you females out there have had, whether you're a lesbian or not, have had a lover, or if you're a heterosexual, you've had a boyfriend or a husband that has dicked you over, that has lied and said, well, she did this, she did that. All you dudes out there have had some, excuse my language, bitch in your life. They got pissed off at you and said, Johnny raped me, or Johnny hit me, or whatever. Because they do that because they're pissed. I had a girl get pissed at me one time, keyed in a freaking car, and she did a bunch of other stuff. We broke up. We weren't together. I was with another girl, and she comes banging on my door and freaks out. And then she says, this is what she did. She hit herself in the face. She hit herself in the face and said, quit hitting me. I said, you know what? I'm gone, sister. And I left that situation because you're freaking crazy. Next prophet says you should never hit a woman. You're a scumbag. But next prophet, I'm not defending Ezekiel Elliott. I'm not defending the situation. What I'm saying is, court of law said we do not find evidence that he hit this woman. No evidence. Now, there's evidence in her blackmailing him. There's evidence in her saying that she's, going to do something if he doesn't do this. Again, blackmail. There's no evidence. So you can't call him a scumbag if there's no evidence. It's just her being a twat and saying, oh, he hit me. Now, I'm not saying he did, and I'm not saying he didn't. But she's already been found by saying, I'm going to try and screw him over. That's already been proven. Here's where the mafia aspect comes with the NFL. The NFL regulates their own players. Sean5977, welcome to the show. The NFL says, well, we don't have any proof that you did it, but we think you did it, so therefore you're guilty. If the justice system worked that way, well, we think you did it, so you're guilty, there would be 10 times more criminals out there that are innocent. The NFL gets paid money. By who? Okay, the next prophet says the NFL already found Elliott guilty. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Yes, they found him guilty, but was he guilty? No. You cannot go to a court of law. It's like O.J. Simpson. He was found not guilty of murder, but in a civil court, he got, he had to pay the Browns, the Coleman, money. Just because they think he's guilty doesn't mean he's guilty. Yeah, how does the NFL make money? People that watch it. The people that watch it, they watch it on their phone, their TV, their computer. Deanna, welcome to the show. They survive on advertising. If you go to ESPN and you flip through the pages, you will see advertisement. The next prophet says, you sound like a cowboy homer. What the hell is that? Advertisement. So when you have advertisement, that's what pays for print publications. That's what pays for TV. That's what pays for everything, advertisement. So if you have, we'll just say, a phone company that starts with an A, okay? If they pay you, we'll just say for the sake of math, $50 million a year for advertisement on your stuff, RISO 200, welcome to the show, and they come to you and be like, you know what? We think this Ezekiel Elliott's guilty. If you don't do this, this, and this, we're going to pull our advertisement, and you're out $50 million. What do you think the NFL is going to do? They're going to be like, oh, shite. Yeah, okay, Ezekiel Elliott, you're guilty. Because that's like saying, okay, if we can get enough people, okay, let's talk feminism for a while. Feminism, freaking hate men. But if you get enough females saying, well, this guy's a pig, he's a male chauvinist, he's this and that, let's freaking crucify him, and we pay you money, and if you don't listen to us, we're going to take our money away unless you crucify this cat. And more times than not, AJ, Arizona, welcome to the show, people will do that. They will crucify an innocent person. Now, again, let me preface my argument by saying, I'm not saying Ezekiel Elliott's innocent or guilty. I'm just giving you the facts. In a court of law, he was proven innocent. So everybody watching, male or female, first off, sound off and let me know if you're male or female, and if you think Ezekiel Elliott is guilty or not guilty. And then I'm going to put it in perspective for you. Okay? Oh, and let me know if you're a mother or a father. Just let me know that, and I will put it in perspective for you. Till then, I shall continue with my rant. Deanna says, hi, on an off-topic question, will the Eagles ever get their act together? That's not off-topic. It's a sports, Deanna. Now, when you say act together, what do you mean by act together? Jackson 3-pack, welcome to the show. 3-pack, does that mean that you're working on your 6-pack and you got a little freaking gut, but you got 3 up top? All right. The Eagles. Yeah, I think the Eagles will. They got to add a couple key components, but I think yes, I do. I think this year, without even studying them too hard right now, MHK773, welcome to the show. I think the Eagles will go 10-6. 10-6 can still get you places. Back to Ezekiel Elliott. People aren't sounding off, so I don't know who you are, if, ands, whats, or buts. But if he did, what he did is he put himself in a situation. You're around this crazy chick, little one too, welcome to the show, and you keep putting yourself in the situation. Now, I've had crazy women in my life, and they got bruises on them, and they'll be like, "Oh, you hit me," or whatever. You didn't freaking hit them. I wasn't even in town. And they go, well, I'll tell someone that you hit me. But you know what happened? They were drunk. They were pissed. and they bumped into the side of their desk. They had a bruise on it, and they said this: "Who do you think they're going to believe? A woman or a dude?" And he wanted me to do something, and that was a blackmail thing, and I ended up doing it because I was young and naive then. But, no, absolutely not. You should not put your hands on a woman. There's two that says we aren't crazy. Now, there's two types of women that say they aren't crazy. It's freaking crazy ones are actually the ones that are actually cool and aren't crazy. I've got 3 daughters, okay? And I've taught every one of them how to fight. And my youngest, she's 15, and last year, 2 years ago, a boy was pushing her at school, and verbally, and then she turned to walk away, and he pushed her physically. He put that dude in a rear naked choke so quick, he didn't know what hit him, and she choked him out on the freaking school ground and got suspended. I told the principal, you know what, brother? Put his hands on my daughter, and she's lucky that's all she did was choke him out. She could have beat him to a pulp, but she didn't. She choked him out, she got suspended. I said, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take her to Lake Tahoe, I'm going to take her to a movie, and I'm going to take her to Steak and Lobster. I'm not going to punish her for this. And if the dude touches her again, I hope she blocks both of his eyes, rips his arm off, and freaking beats him with it. That's what I told her principal. And he said, well, we don't believe in violence here. And I'm like, obviously you do. Because this kid has been accused of being a bully by about, a dozen students that I personally know of. And you guys have done nothing about it. So, hey, do whatever you want. So she got suspended for a day. So freaking what? I do not advocate a dude hitting a chick. I don't care how big the chick is or how tough she is. And I know several tough women that could freaking throw down. You don't hit them. You know how you piss a woman off? You walk away. If you diffuse the situation, and you know what? I've been married a couple times, and I can sit there and argue with them, and they'll argue all freaking day long. But you know what pisses them off? I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Peace out. I'm gone. I would go to the pub. I'd have a few beers, and they would be texting me, come home, this and it pissed them off that I wouldn't argue with them. And I'm like, no. I know how this works. I'm not going to get it, because it is true. A cop will believe a chick more than a dude anytime. And I said, you know what? I'm gone. And it really did. It pissed them off. And that's what you do. Bros, if you're out there, and I have a son. Well, I've got a few. Well, I got 3 of those too. I got the freaking Brady Bunch. But I teach my kids, don't be an asshole. That's what I teach them. I said to my son, I said, I teach my son to be a gentleman. I say, open the doors for women. I say, when you take them out, you be nice to them, you be courteous to them, you tell them that they look pretty. You do all that stuff. I show my son movies like certain parts of Lord of the Rings. I show him The Notebook. I show him movies like that. I show him Shakespeare in Love. Because I say, you know what? Chivalry was way back in the day, 1400s, 1800s, 1700s. Chivalry has been around for hundreds of years. Chivalry is not dead. You respect a woman, but if she disrespects you, say peace out, brother. You don't have to stay with the woman. And a woman, you don't have to stay with a man. And what you do is, like Ezekiel Elliott, you don't put yourself in the freaking situation where she says you did what you did, because it's her word against your word. Now, if there was one accusation or two, it would be like, all right, it's just her being this or that. But when there's like 5 and 6 different times where this same woman has made accusations, we got Joe Savino watching over here on Facebook with RM Radio. What's up, Joe? For those of you just tuning in, You're listening to Sports Insider on Armed Radio out of Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Glenn Spillman, and we are airing right now in 60 countries. And throughout the week, over 2 million, well, actually over 3 million people now listen to this show. So everybody that's listening right now, thank you. Everybody that's watching right now, thank you. And so, NFL Mafia. We've got the NFL saying, Ezekiel, you can suck it, you're freaking suspended. Now, Ezekiel is trying to go through the courts, and now, just not even 10 years ago, not even really, about 10 years ago, the NFL had independent people look at these players that did something wrong. They say, you know what? We're going to let the courts decide this. But now, this is where they become the mob. They say, you know what? Screw that. We're gonna police everything ourselves. No matter what anybody else says out there, if we think you did it, you freaking did it. And Roger Goodell is a puppet, and the owners of the NFL are the puppet masters. Roger Goodell, is a pussy, and he doesn't stand behind his word. When he makes a decision, he will waffle. Blue Tick Hound, welcome to the show. When he says, you know what, you're punished for this. If the player complains enough and does all this, he'll take it away. But on the other side, if Roger Goodell is wrong, he will not admit that he's wrong. That is one thing that I do as a man, whether it's to another dude or to a chick or whomever. If I'm wrong and I know I'm wrong, I'll go to that person and be like, you know what, man? I'm sorry, dude. I was a dick. I was wrong. I apologize, and I'm not making any excuses. You admit that you're wrong. People will respect you more for that. But if the NFL says, you know what, because the NFL, Blue Tick Hound says, I hope you got rich off 2 locks. Hey, screw you, Blue Tick Hound. You didn't give those locks. I give those to you, brother. And you were the one complaining about, oh, Clemson's not going to cover the freaking score. So you know what? Have a glass of shut the hell up, and I will give you your lock picks for this week. So the NFL needs to say that they are wrong. There's 2 people that they are going. No, I'll tell you what, Blue Tick Hound. You did not give those to me. We talked about it. You suggested Alabama, but I'll give you half. How's that? I'll give you half. They're going after Colin Kaepernick. They're going after Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel is black on black, and Colin Kaepernick's a mulatto. So Colin Kaepernick, that is a different story. That and we'll talk about that on Friday's show because I don't have time to talk about that tonight. But the freaking NFL is going after Colin Kaepernick too. Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend is dicking him over because she's putting up freaking pictures and stuff that pissed off freaking Ray Lewis and the Ravens, and so now they're like, you know, screw you. So someone asked a question: is +3 a safe bet for Oakland? Now let's go over. Now, unless anyone else has anything to say about Blue Tick says Cap is a weird dude that don't like football and is unstable. That's why he's not a backup. YOLO1, welcome to the show. Okay, Blue Tick Count, number 1, your statement. He's a weird dude. We're all weird. What do you do behind closed doors, Blue Tick Hound? Well, is there anything that you do behind closed doors that you wouldn't do on the platform that I'm on right now? You say he's unstable. Well, unless you have a degree in psychology or psychiatry or even a medical doctor, you cannot say if someone is unstable. People think I'm unstable. I do some weird shite. I mean, I say weird stuff all the freaking time. And there's people in the audience that know me, and they're kind of doing this right now. Because I'm freaking weird, I'll admit it. I don't freaking care. You know? So he's a weird dude. So what? I'm going to get, I promise you guys this, I'm going to get Colin on the show. Face to face, when I'm not on the phone, or face to face, so you guys could watch, and I'm going to let him voice his opinion on everything. But I'm not going to freaking, stroke him. I'm not going to be like, oh, Colin Kaepernick. No, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to call him out on some stuff. And but that's a show that I think everyone will enjoy. Cosmo and Ice, welcome to the show. Blue Tick says teams don't want boat rockers as backups. If he's good enough to be a star or starter, it's fine. Brock Osweiler. He got let go by the Texans. When they picked him up in Cleveland, I told you guys, he will not start 2017 for Cleveland. He'll get cut. What'd he do? He got cut. Brock Osweiler is not a better quarterback than Colin Kaepernick. Don't tell me they don't want players that rock the boat. I could pull a player from every single team in the NFL that rocks the freaking boat. Even the almighty America's team, not Dallas Cowboys, but the freaking Patriots. You said backups. All right, I could do backups too. Boy says, serious question. What's my issue with Colin? I didn't say I had a freaking issue with Colin. I said the NFL had an issue with Colin. It's freedom of speech. We live in the United States of America. Freedom of speech. As long as you do not say a terrorist threat, as long as you do not threaten anybody, you can say whatever the hell you want. That's why on this show, I can say words. Now, granted, Jimmy Bell and Joe Savino, the guy that freaking is watching on this other platform right here, they'll give me a little red E on my show, but they have never once said, you know what, Glenn, you're a little too strong opinionated. Don't say that stuff on our radio program or our radio station. No, because I don't say anything bad. This is America, and we can say what we want, do what we want. Now, if we were in Russia or something, you can't even be gay in Russia. I mean, they'll freaking kill you. In 2017, and they'll throw you in jail for being gay in Russia, straight up. Straight out of Compton. So, now, let's go over this week's picks in the NFL. I will go to the NCAA in a minute. Okay, Boy G, where are you from, Boy? Let me know where you're from first before I answer your question. OMW, Alphabet CH, welcome to the show. For those of you just tuning into the show, you're watching Sports Insider on Orange Radio, Boston, Massachusetts. We're in 60 countries, over 3 million listeners, and we're rolling hard. Oh, you're from Baltimore. The question was, ladies and gentlemen, do I think there's racism in NFL? Hell yes, there's racism in the NFL, and that's not against freaking black people either, just black people. I'm Native American. I get freaking, I get racist stuff thrown at me all the time. Just 'cause it's not just for black people. Black people don't have the market on racism. It's freaking Mexicans, it's freaking Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, Indians, East Indians, Russian. Anyone that's not the almighty freaking honky out there, there's going to be racism out there. So football, soccer, baseball, basketball, college, high school, middle school, kindergarten. There's racism all around the world, ladies and gentlemen. There's racism in every freaking country, and I've been in 80 countries as a prior military personnel. And I've seen racism all the freaking time. I see racism in church. Holy shite. Yeah, a couple weeks ago I was in church, and there was some racism going on, and I'm like, seriously? We're in church, supposedly God's house, and you guys are acting like assholes. And yes, I did say asshole in the house of the Lord, and I apologize for it. But there's racism everywhere. I don't like it. I don't understand it. I think it's stupid. It's a cliche, but we all bleed freaking red. And doesn't matter what the color of your skin is, it's stupid. Plain and simple. Damn, that was a long rant. All right, let's go over some freaking... let's go over Man, I'm just going to go over the Mirage standing. So, you got Kansas City, New England. New England right now is -9. Take that bet. That's a for sure bet. Take that one. New York Jets over Buffalo. You've got Buffalo -6. I wouldn't touch that game. Might do the over-under. PDX Mark, welcome to the show. Blue Tick Hound says that KC will cover the 9. Blue Tick, all right, I'm going to tell you something, brother. You want to make a mano bet right now? All right. So, let's make a bet. I'll bet my libation against your libation. Okay? I like vodka. You buy me a bottle of vodka of your choice. I'm not going to say whatever. If you want to buy me a $5, go ahead. I'll bet a bottle of vodka for me against whatever you want to drink. I'm going to take New England, and I've got everybody in Boston, Massachusetts listening to me right now, so I got my fan base. I'll take New England, and I'll give you the freaking 9 points. So why don't you say this in front of everybody around the world right now? Do you want to take that bet? All right? So, Atlanta, Chicago. Shark 69, welcome to the show. Wow, that'll be a freaking rough one. That reminds me of the movie Teeth. If you guys haven't seen the movie Teeth, that's all I'm going to say. You got to watch it. Atlanta, Chicago. Atlanta is -6. Atlanta. No, come on, $5. All right, fine. I'll take fine. $5 on PayPal. Fine, I'll do that. Sir Richard, welcome to the show. Scotty Sachs, welcome to the show. Since we're on betting, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to bet, let's freaking throw some bets out there. Atlanta will cover because they're pissed. They got freaking they got a chip on their shoulder and they're freaking pissed. So they'll cover the 6. Hey, we got a Steeler fan here, Sir Richard 48. Hey, Richard 48. I want you to look up. I'll get the number for you. It's called Angel. Where does Jake work? Archangel Tattoo. I'll get the phone number for you real quick. I want you to call this phone number right now, but I can't close it. I'll get you this number, and I'm going to get somebody over here to get me the number. I want you to call the guy that owns the shop. His name is Jim. He's a huge Steelers fan. Huge Steelers fan. Call him and say, hey, I heard about you on Sports Insider. What's up, brother? We got a Raider fan from Ohio. I'm a Raider fan, too. Until they move to Vegas, then I'm just going to be pissed. Jacksonville at Houston. That's probably not going to happen. PDX Mark says, yup, they should be pissed. They choked the Super Bowl. They choked more than the Super Bowl. They choked more than freaking homosexuals in San Francisco. I'm just saying that's not being freaking a bigot. That's just being funny. And everybody out there is freaking laughing because you know it's funny. Richard Ball, welcome to the show. We got some Russian rice. I guess you're from Russia. Welcome to the show. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, where are you guys watching from? Where are you guys listening from? Let me know where you're watching from. We got Johnny Gibson Blender over here. Johnny B. Show before mine, whiskey, cars, and cigars. This cat, man, his show is really taking off. It's every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And you guys got to go check him out. Go to the Facebook page, Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars right now. And say, hey, Johnny B., we heard about you on Sports Insider. Tonight's testosterone night. After this show, you've got Get Your Swole on. That's going to be a freaking cool show. Shadil, welcome to the show. Philadelphia, Washington. Washington -2.5. Don't take that bet. Because neither one of the teams are stable right now. Shark says, what do I think of the Raiders this year? I think the Raiders are pissed from last year. Because when Carr went down, the team folded. They became a bunch of, their testosterone left their body. And the Raiders had a huge glass of suck it. Because that's what they did after he went down. Arizona, Detroit. Detroit, 2.5. That's an iffy one, too. I'm not going to touch that. Now, Raiders, Tennessee. Raiders right now, the biggest bet on them is -2.5. And that, depending on what sports book that you go to, I'm getting to the Bears, brother. Take the Raiders. Tampa Bay, Miami, not going to happen. Baltimore, Cincinnati. So we got Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Pittsburgh -9. They're in Cleveland. Not going to freaking matter. Take Pittsburgh -9. Indianapolis, Rams. Indianapolis -3.5. They're going into LA. But without Andrew Luck, I take the Rams. So Seattle, Green Bay, -3. The highest book is -3.5. Green Bay is favored by 3. They are playing in Green Bay. Take the freaking Packers. Don't bet against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in Green Bay. You got Carolina, San Francisco. Who cares? Giants at Dallas. Dallas -6. New Orleans. Now, if Next Profit's still on, you got New Orleans and Minnesota. And then the Chargers and Denver. So here's my picks for you. Number 1, absolutely take New England -8. Take it and run with it. Take the other one, Oakland, Tennessee. Pick Oakland. And last but not least, take Pittsburgh -9.5 over Cleveland. But if you want to add a 4th in the parlay and you want to win some good change, put Atlanta over Chicago. Oh yeah, okay, all right, blue tick. You're right. I did say 9. You're absolutely right. Okay, but that I'm looking at these other sports. There's -9, so I'll give you 9. Does anybody have any other questions on the NFL point spread? If not, I'm going to move to NCAA. So I'm giving you 4 teams. You parlay 4 teams. Survivor. Are you talking about the TV show Survivor? If you are, shut up, because it's a freaking sports show. So let's just go on a 4-team parlay real quick, all right? I am on a betting website right now. They're not paying me for a sponsor, so I'm not going to say their freaking name. And they're not paying Arm Radio for this, so I'm not going to say it. So we're just going to go football. We're going to go a 4-team parlay, okay? So I'm just going to pick this one. We're gonna do 4-team parlay. Okay? So if you do a 4-team parlay and pick one winner a week, can't be the same. Oh no. Survivor. Are you talking about Eliminator Challenge? Yes, I have done Eliminator Challenge on that. So let's just do 20 on this one. Then we're going to parlay everything. Okay? Yes, I have done Eliminator Challenge, and it is freaking cool. So, they don't have it like they used to on here. But anyway, you bet on a 4-team parlay, and you bet $20. You win like $250. Okay? So I would do that. So now let's go to the NCAA odds. So, NCAA odds. We're going to go to this other website. PDX Mark, thank you. He likes the shirt. Awesome. Oh, that's basketball. I don't freaking basketball. What the heck? Who was my eliminator this week? I have not gone through my pigskin pick'em or eliminator challenge yet, but I will tell you in just a second. All right, so let's go to Vegas Insider. The Bills. Don't take the. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what to do on the Bills. All right, so here's some good ones to pick. So. Oh, man, there's a shite ton of freaking college football. You got Cincinnati playing at Michigan. Michigan -33. Take Michigan, because they got a proof from last week, because they kind of sucked it up. Someone says Bills might go 0-6. No, they won't. They won't go 0-16. You've got let's see, what's another team? You got Texas. You got San Jose State playing Texas. Texas lost last week. Texas has a lot to prove. San Jose State, though, you've got Texas minus 28, but the over-under 63. Take the over on that one. You've got Auburn at Clemson. Clemson minus 6.5. I would take Clemson on that one. You've got Oklahoma at Ohio State. Take the Sooners plus 7 on that one. So those are the ones that I would do as far as those picks. But as far as the Bills go, PDX Mark says the Bills will go 0-16. I say they're not. So let's go. They're playing the Jets. But they're at home. That's a game that I don't know about. But the Panthers, okay, they'll lose that one. Broncos, they'll lose that one. Falcons, they'll lose that one. Bengals, they might lose that one. Buccaneers, they might win that one. Someone says that Blue Tick says that Jets are tanking. They'll lose against the Raiders. Now they play the Jets twice. They'll split with the Jets, so they'll win at least one. At the Chargers, they'll beat the Chargers. They will beat the Colts. They play the Dolphins twice, so they'll beat the freaking Dolphins. Okay? So, the Bills might go 4-12, but they're not going to go 0-16. Blue Tick says they want a QB next year. They're not going to tank. Look at Brady. Brady went in, the 4th round? You do not have to have the top pick to get a good freaking quarterback. How many quarterbacks have sucked it up that are top? Bortles sucked it up. Okay? RG3 from a few years ago sucked it up. A guy that is now an NFL analyst, Brady Quinn, sucked it up. So many of your top quarterbacks have sucked it up. Do I get some of that? So we're in California, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't want to. I'll take. So we've got. Well, that's got. Where'd you get that at? Oh. Yeah. So that's some good appetite juice right there. Blue Tick Hound, he said, bring the fat guy. You like fat guys, don't you? You got a fetish with them or what? Yeah, it's fine. So real quick on the NFL, let's just step on baseball just real quick. The Yankees pissed me off last night because they lost. The Red Sox won, and I think that game, the Red Sox game, went 17 innings. Yankees had it, but they allowed a walk-off. The game with them and the Orioles are postponed. The Red Sox are beating the Blue Jays at home 6-1. So as it stands right now, we've got the Yankees 3.5, but that used to be, well, they still are the best team in baseball, the Dodgers. They are 1-9 in the last 10 games. They've sucked it up. Suck. The Indians, I believe, are 13 in a row. The Diamondbacks are 10-0 in their last 10 games. So they are on fire. But the Diamondbacks are now 11.5 behind LA, and they were like in the 20s. Wicked Wheel, welcome to the show. So we got about 8 minutes left in the show. So I'm going to make it an open forum. You guys want to talk about anything you want, as long as it has to do with sports, and we will talk about that. So, we've got, again, for those of you just tuning in, you listen to Sports Insider on Armed Radio, and go check out their other shows that they have on it. They've got Pot Talk with Jimmy Bell. They got Matt Hesley, Straight Talk with Matt Hesley. They got Night Talk with Joe Rocks. They've got Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars with Johnny Blender. You've got the Southern Horror Queen. Horror, not a whore. Although she did, from what I understand, and I heard this from the horse's mouth, I think it was last night, she was up in the attic, she found her whip. That's coming from her husband, so she found her whip. I told him, I said, I got to get that on film, man. I got to freaking... oh my gosh, I found her whip. That reminds me of Kelly LeBrock in Weird Science. Dips, chains, and whips. So in open forum, ladies and gentlemen, you guys want to ask any question, go right ahead. So, McGregor, Diaz wants a rematch. PDX Mark says, speaking of Yankees, I went to school with Scott Brocious, 1998 World Series MVP. All right, congratulations. So McGregor says Nate Diaz for next fight. Okay, that's fine. And I think that'll happen. But Nate Diaz is going to beat McGregor just like he did the first fight. Second fight he should have won, but he's going to beat him nonetheless. So that's going to be quite interesting on that. I think this time, I think Nate Diaz will knock him out. Instead of tap him out, he's going to knock him out. Raider Man, welcome to the show. So the Mayweather-McGregor gate, I know we talked about the pay-per-view and stuff before, but the gate, Raider Man says, F. Kaepernick. Is that a request that you want to have sexual intercourse with him? What does that mean? Comp Piss 5, welcome to the show. This is what I'm talking about, folks. I get to say what I want. But you guys fuel me, man. When you say stuff like, oh, Raider Man says, no, not my type. All right. Well, maybe if he was in silver and black, he might be. But the gate on Mayweather-McGregor, $55.4 million. Pay-per-view was somewhere around $562 million. So that's $610 million. And so with advertising, you had another couple of million, so they almost made $1 billion. PDX Mark said Conor whipped him in fight 2. No, I don't think he whipped him in fight 2. Now there's a difference, between a takedown and it doesn't really matter because Nate Diaz slapped him like a bitch and he made him tap out. Tapping out in MMA is like the worst thing you could do. Trey, what's up, brother? So Conor won on a decision. Nate made him tap out. So I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. Trey says Conor's the man. Well, until he fights Nate Diaz, and then he's the woman. Because I hear Nate is a top. I don't know. That's what I hear. So, I'll take some more of that. So, okay, football season starts. Oh, you don't get up. Football season starts Thursday night. So, you've got the Patriots. Oh, thank you, Trey. Thank you very much. Jeff, 200-790, welcome to the show. Oh, yeah, fantasy football. How many of you guys, girls, dogs and cats out there, play fantasy football? I play fantasy everything. But you know what? Blue Tick Hound asked who I had for my Eliminator Challenge this week. And Blue Tick, I'm going to tell you here in just 1 second. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's Pigskin Pick'em. Let me go to, there it is, Eliminator Challenge. All right, this week, Blue Tick, in my Eliminator Challenge, I've got... Oh, wow, I haven't picked one yet. Oh, no, I did. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Cleveland Browns. That's what I have on my Eliminator Challenge. Now, as far as my fantasy team goes, I've got some... So right now... On one of my teams, I got Matthew Stafford as a quarterback. I got Lamar Miller and Ty Montgomery as running backs. I've got Odell Beckham and Ty Hilton in wide receiver. I've got Dez Bryant in my flex. I got Tyler Eifert as my tight end. The Patriots as my defense. And my kicker is Dustin Hopkins, Washington. And those are my... I know, but Blue Tick, that was my automatic... I did automatic draft. I did a snake draft. Seahawks defense, well, they're not going to fare well against Green Bay Packers. I can tell you that right now. They're going to fare well at all. But ladies and gentlemen, I got about 1 minute left on here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening on Orange Radio. I want to thank everybody that tunes in on all of these platforms and watches me and makes the comments. Blue Tick Hound, you're always colorful. Trey61, thank you for tuning in. But we are on every single week, Wednesday and Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So it's going to be an awesome show this Friday. So get your questions in. You could go to sportsinsideronline.com and you could email me your questions. If there's a subject matter that you guys want to talk about, email me that as well. Go like our Facebook page, Sports Insider Online, Sports Insider 03 on Twitter. Thank you guys and girls for tuning in. Johnny Blender, peace out. Jim Bell, Joey Savino, everybody watching, we love you. Boston, peace.